before I get started, please follow me on Twitter. Link is in the video description. I've only got like 100 followers on there and I miss talking to people. So hit me up. Onto the video. Wow, my face looks white in that. Jesus. Bright light. Welcome back to the channel, to easynow1337. If you remember me, great. If you don't, not many people do. Anyway, I'm back on this channel, and this video is going to be slightly longer than videos I'm going to upload when I'm back. This is kind of like a stopgap kind of update type of video. There'll be timestamps in the video description and in the comment section to different topics that I'm going to talk about in this video, but I'm going to start off with why I'm back on this channel. Before I get into it though, you know, my channel's been deactivated for a couple of years, so it's not in the algorithms anymore. Like, my content isn't seen very easily. So if you would like to leave a comment, leave a like, hit the subscribe button and the little bell, that's going to kind of force YouTube to pick my channel back up and put it back into the algorithm so people can search my content. If you could do that, I would massively appreciate it. Please, if you can, if you want to, please wait around and listen to this entire video, because that would also help me massively. But yeah, let's get into it. So why am I back on this channel? A couple of months ago I uploaded a video talking about the fact that my mom's cancer had come back, and then off that I announced that I had a second channel that I was making tied to autism, and I'll talk more about autism later in this video. But as I was getting that channel ready and prepared, you know, I made all the artwork, did all the video overlays, had everything set out, everything. I spent like 4 days straight setting everything up. You know, life hits, as it seems to always do, and I just could not commit time or energy to that channel at that point, and still can't really. But with this channel, it's going to be very quick and easy for me to make content. It has a built-in audience as well, so it's like worth me doing it in a funny way. I don't have to build the channel up from scratch, which is a whole different beast when it comes to a YouTube channel. So yeah, there's two very simple basic reasons on why I want to come back to this channel. The first is that I kind of miss being creative, and I don't know how creative you can be with a YouTube video, but I do miss that. It's kind of like a hole in my heart. Like, leaving YouTube the first time around is the right moment. It was the right thing to do at that time, because I just could not do it. I was literally just broken. My entire life, my entire soul, my entire heart was just completely broken, and I had nothing left to give. And ever since then, you know, I found some other things in my life, but I still miss that certain aspect of YouTube, of being creative, you know, making some fun content. And I say fun because I find it fun. I don't know who else does, but I find it fun. You know, thumbnails, just even the whole, you know, getting your videos seen, like the whole business side of YouTube. I do kind of miss it. And this time I'm not, well, at least right from the start, I'm not going to be doing it for money. And that's the kind of the second reason that I want to rejoin and start doing YouTube videos again. So here in the UK, when the pandemic hit, our government were disastrous. They were awful at absolutely everything. We probably have per capita the most deaths in the entirety of Europe. I think we're even catching up on America with how badly we have dealt with this pandemic. It has massively destroyed the job economy. So when we finally do come out of this process, it's going to be very difficult to find a job. But what I want to do personally is train to be a counselor and a therapist. And I was going to start this year in September, but because of how bad the pandemic's been, you know, dealt with, probably won't be completely open in the UK until around about September, which means unfortunately I won't be going out for the rest of this year. My mum is massively high risk because of her cancer, so I can't risk going out even if the government and everyone says it's okay. I'm personally just not going to risk it, because obviously I don't want to bring anything back and infect my mum with anything, not just what the pandemic's for. I know you can't say it on YouTube because you get banned for it, but the current virus that's going around, I don't want to bring that back, but I also just don't want to bring anything back to my mum and keep her as safe as I can until she's gone through her chemotherapy and she comes out the other side. And then probably next year September is when I'm going to start taking up that counselling and all that kind of stuff. If I can get a job between here and then, great, but with how the economy is, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be possible. So I wanted to come back to YouTube for something to focus on, something to just do, so I'm not bored out of my head. And eventually, if I can get partnered again and monetize it, then there's going to be a few £100 every month just in my pocket. Nothing major, but it's going to help. Every little helps, they say. So yeah, those are kind of like the two main reasons on why I'm coming back to YouTube. There's a lot of other little micro reasons, but that's just for me to deal with. It's not important to the channel. But yeah, I just miss being creative. I really do. It's such a strange feeling when you are creative for so long and you kind of get stuck in a rut. Like you get too used to being creative. And then I just missed it so much for the past 2 years. But leaving YouTube was the right thing for me to do at the time. I don't regret it whatsoever. I'm just hoping now that coming back and throwing some videos on here might just fulfill that little bit that's missing inside of me. Okay, so the past 2 years of my life since I left YouTube, I made a short video about this before, but the 2 videos that I made a couple of months ago, I deleted them because they were promoting the new channel, which obviously didn't go forward, so I removed the videos. So for those who didn't watch those 2 videos, when I left YouTube, I was struggling. I was gone. I was a mess. I was just I don't know, I can't even say. I was clinically depressed, let's just put it that way. I was suicidal. My whole life had come to an end, and for 16 months, and specifically 16 months, that sticks in my head for a very specific reason, I didn't even leave my house. I didn't really talk to anybody. I didn't really do anything. I didn't get any exercise. I just literally sat in my room and couldn't deal with the real world, which is ironic because when I made that quit video a couple of years ago, I said I'm tired of being in these walls, and that's what I did for 16 months after. But I had to get through a lot of stuff. I have a lot of baggage, a lot of agony, a lot of pain that I had to deal with and work through, and I did. And about 2 weeks after that 16-month period, I was watching a TV interview with a lady who has Asperger's syndrome over here in the United Kingdom. If anyone knows it, it's Anne Hegarty from The Chase. And she was talking about her experiences with Asperger's and the things that she's dealt with, the thing that she feels, and how she doesn't kind of feel like she fits into the world, and all these kind of Asperger type traits and autism traits. And I was sitting there and I was listening to it, and I thought, this is me. Like, this is my life that she's discussing. And I've always felt like kind of a shadow on the world. So like the world's running here and I'm just kind of here, just off to the side as a shadow. I've never really fit in, I've always struggled to hold down jobs. I've always struggled to make friends, keep friends, have relationships. It's always been a struggle, and I never knew why, because I was autistic enough, and I don't like to use severity levels because that's not what autism is, but to explain it, I'll put it this way. I was autistic enough where there was so many challenges facing me in my life that I didn't know it was causing me massive anxiety, massive problems in my entire 30 years of life. But I wasn't autistic enough that anybody realized, myself, my parents, school teachers, anybody. So I was kind of just on this line of between autism and normal, and I say that in quotation marks. Maybe I'll talk more in depth about autism on a video in the future, but once I was diagnosed, it kind of just hit me like a wave, and I was like, oh my god, this explains everything. So since that moment until now, I have been researching autism. I have been learning about autism, learning about myself with autism, and also I've spent a lot of time volunteering with autistic adults, because I felt like when I got all the information that I needed, which was through a charity called Autism West Midlands, they put me on the 6-week course and I learned so much about autism. But because it's charity funded, after that it was kind of just like at the end of the 6 weeks, like bye, and then I go back to my life. And I knew if I went back to my life, I'd just fall back into my old ways and kind of just push autism to the side. So I decided to volunteer for them, and that's what I did. And I've been working with so many different types of people with autism, and it's been incredible because I not only get to learn more about autism in general, I get to learn how my autism affects me in comparison to how it affects somebody else with autism. And you should never compare, but it's a good kind of mindset to have, is just to learn as much as possible. But because I am quite articulate and, dare I say, intelligent, I was able to help a lot of people because no matter how much a neurotypical person, neurotypical means without autism, a neurotypical person, no matter how much they know about autism, no matter how much they've learned, no matter how much they work with autistic people, they just can't understand autism to that level, to that degree. So when I turned up on the scene, I was very, very natural at bridging that gap between the neurotypical workers and the autistic service users, and I was kind of that middleman, and I've kind of relished that role for a very long time now, until obviously this pandemic hit and we can't meet up and do things. But it's really changed my life, and it's really opened up my mind to a lot of things even outside of autism, and it's just been great. So I'm not working, not earning money, but I'm still really fulfilled at the moment, and hopefully this will lead further into me counselling and therapy and such things like that. So that's kind of my goal and my plan right now. And if I wasn't diagnosed with autism, if all the bad stuff hadn't happened on YouTube and with my ex, I never would have got to this point. So they say everything happens for a reason, and I'm not really a person who believes in fate, but maybe this is what was supposed to happen to me. So apart from autism, obviously just prior to when did I talk about 2 weeks before my quit video, I think it was 2 weeks anyway, I spoke about how my epileptic seizures returned after 10 years, and that kind of what led me into my depression. Since then I didn't have a seizure whatsoever. I went on medication, had it all sorted out. But just prior to this pandemic, I actually had another seizure, and it was probably the worst seizure of my life, of all the seizures that I've had. I'm pretty sure I've done some damage to my spine. I might not be able to get rid of the back pain forever. I'm going through the whole procedures with the doctors and all that right now. So I am very much struggling physically, but I don't let it get me down, because I am currently watching what my mom's going through. She's fighting her second fight against bowel cancer. The first time was way back on YouTube. Some of you might remember it. The second time started when I uploaded those last couple of videos about, I can't even remember. Time is just all a mess since this pandemic started. But anyway, like my mom now, she's having a second round of chemo. And if you've already had chemo in your life, it kind of just destroys your body. So a second round of chemo is just insane. But my mom is an absolute warrior and a fighter, and watching her is inspiring. So I can't really moan too much about a seizure, even if it was a bad one. So yeah, that's kind of where I am at with health and my mom and all that kind of stuff. That's an ongoing thing. It's stressful, it's anxiety, but just gotta get on with it. That's why probably one of the other reasons why I wanted to start YouTube. It's an escape, from my health, from my mom and all that. I can just jump on for a couple of hours, make a video, get stuff out of my head, and just kind of be a bit more happier and a bit more focused. So what to expect from this channel now? I have no idea whatsoever. I'm going to be doing Destiny 2, obviously. All the stuff that was announced for Beyond Light is exciting as fuck, and I'm so excited to go back to old things and just all that crazy stuff. Like, I'm so happy and so excited, and that's probably the first time ever I've been excited for Destiny 2. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I've come back to make content on, is Destiny 2. I play a lot of Borderlands 3, and while there's so much Borderlands 3 content out there, I kind of want to just throw my hat into the mix. I love the Borderlands franchise. I played all of them. I've spent so much hours on Borderlands. So, I might just do a couple of crazy builds, future content, maybe some news. I don't know whether I'm going to do any news for any games. I might, if it's fun, if it's exciting, I might throw out a news video here and there. So Destiny 2, Borderlands 3 are kind of like the main two things I'm thinking about. But I've also played a lot of Nintendo Switch games. I play Animal Crossing. I might make a video showing off my island. Maybe an occasional video when something new comes out. I don't know. I play a lot of Pokemon Sword and Shield, which could be something I could put together. Make a video doing a couple of max raid battles, breeding some, EVs or something with 6 IVs and then give them away to people. I'm just kind of spitballing and throwing things out, but I don't want to be pigeonholed into one game like I was before. It's not important for me to get loads and loads of views right now, but I do want to not only focus on one game. I want to play all the games that I play. So another thing I wanted to maybe do is just buy some really cheap crap games on Nintendo Switch or on Steam and just play them, put them into a compilation, a 10-minute video, like 3 or 4 games, and just dick about on them. My first video coming up probably Monday is going to be a review of Borderlands 3, because I want to review it before the new DLC comes out. I'm working on a review for Destiny 2 because I think a lot of people probably would want to know what I thought about Destiny 2, because I've never spoke about it really on video or anything since it came out until now. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, I'm going to make a video on that because that was my most anticipated game ever, and that is something I made a reaction video to in 2015 when they announced it. So I'm going to make a video about Final Fantasy 7 Remake. Any future episodes, I'll be doing that too. Next gen consoles is another reason why I came back, because if the channel gets back to somewhat on track, next gen consoles would be a natural progression, and some of them look awesome. So yeah, I'll probably be going to next gen. And then I think the other thing that I was thinking about doing is kind of like reactions to things, so like movie trailers, game trailers, things like when they do Xbox and PS4 or Xbox Series X and PS5 kind of trailers and stuff, just taking a couple of them, reacting to them, throw it into a video, upload it. So yeah, that's kind of the idea right now. I haven't really penned anything in. I've kind of penciled ideas in. If anyone has any ideas or want to see certain games or anything like that, just let me know down in the comments. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to say really. I didn't script this video, I kind of just let it roll off my head. I didn't even know what I was going to say, to be honest. I hope it went down well. I hope I made a lot of sense. I hope it was articulated well enough for you to understand everything that's going on right now and in the future, hopefully. You guys have always supported me over the years, and I hope that I can bring something back to you now. I want to do a lot of Destiny 2 live commentaries for the Destiny 2 fans, and they're going to just be really dumb, goofy stuff, just kind of fun things instead of I'm the best player in the world type videos. I'm just going to do some dumb, stupid things on Destiny 2, kind of meme worthy. I want to be a meme again. I was trashed before because I was a meme YouTuber. I'm going to bring that back for the Destiny 2 community. That's my present back to you guys. Anyway, I have a new Twitter. It's got like 100 followers, I think. So if you want to check it out, it's at easynow1337, but it's EZNOW. It'll be linked in the video description. Again, if you got this far, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell, and leave a comment, because it helps get my channel back into the algorithm. And yeah, I'm happy to be back. I'm excited to see what comes of it, if anything. So yeah, thank you. I have been Easy Now, and you guys have been awesome.